Hello angels, it's Mama Savvy. Welcome back to my channel. The title says we are talking about postpartum, but I know this stage of my life more so as the most testing period of my life, and I want to share with you what postpartum entailed for me and some tips, maybe a little tricks to help you get through your postpartum. So number one, pre-postpartum. Before you ever even get to your postpartum, period, I suggest you join some support groups on social media to see what postpartum looks like for a variety of women. This may help you get a picture of what yours may look like and make you more comfortable to the idea. I did this and I feel like it helped a lot. I didn't feel alone in some of the situations that I experienced, and it just helps build you up. Some background on my labor and delivery to give you a fuller picture of what my postpartum recovery entailed. If you watch my labor and delivery story, you know that I went in labor through induction. So I labored, not active labor, but I labored with her for 28 hours. And I also endured some stitches because I had a laceration on my perineum as well as my uterus. I had second-degree tears in both places. The tearing is one of the reasons I feel like I had such a struggle with recovering. I would prefer to be pregnant for the rest of my life than to go through the recovery. Postpartum shock. So when you're recovering in the hospital, they start you off on these huge pads. Like, oh my god. The pads were a shock, as well as everything that comes with recovery in that general area down there. I also was icing with pretty much diapers that they stuff with ice, which was very smart because you don't have to worry about the ice melting. I iced, I used the pads, I used the spray. I faithfully used those ice packs at the hospital, and I felt like they were doing some good even though I was drugged up. I didn't really know, but it just felt like after using them I felt a little bit more at ease. So I tried to continue icing at home. Not a good idea. I tried to continue to spray at home, the numbing spray. Not a good idea. It just, those things didn't stick. But the peri bottle, the best invention to man, okay? The first time I sat on the toilet after, leaving the delivery room, the nurse literally, she squirted me down, and I was just like, that was a good one. That's good. I don't even remember her name, but I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You think a bottle wouldn't do like so much good, but honey, the whole time I was in the hospital, I was on the hospital meds. I was drugged up, so I didn't really feel anything. I didn't know what was working and what didn't work, so I knew when I got home I wanted to stop all drug use just so I could have a better feel for how I was recovering. If anything was not healing properly, I wanted to know that. I wanted to feel the pain, and you might think I'm crazy, but I just like to be in tune with my body like that. So day 2 home from the hospital was the worst. By this time I had completely stopped all meds. Even if you're not breastfeeding, you go through the engorgement of your breast. So on top of the pain in the area below, I also had engorgement above. It's just like your whole atom and your whole body is just off limits. So I talk about these in my baby shower haul, and at first I didn't really know if they were for hot or cold use, but then I found out they are for both. It is very much needed, hot and cold suppression of your boobies, okay? So the hotness really did help with the engorgement. So these things were just lovely. Like the hard places you get, the milk ducts are like getting full of milk, and it's like hard, like it's rocks. I would heat these up in the microwave literally and place them on the areas that were getting swollen, and instant relief. Like beautiful, beautiful. The coldness was definitely needed for my nips because Baby Savvy had like a shallow latch at first. Breastfeeding, you just really have to work through it, and these helped a lot. Get you some, don't know what they call, but watch my other video and get you some. The link is in that video. And I did end up getting me some ibuprofen, a lower dosage than what they were giving me at the hospital. Another thing that kind of put me in shock was the fact that the pediatrician that I chose wanted to see Araya 2 days after being out of the hospital. I feel like that may be typical. I don't know. I only have one child. But the fact that you want me to come outside 2 days after having her, at first it didn't seem like such a task, but that was literally the first time I did anything. Figuring out what to put on her, what to pack in a diaper bag. Like, it was too much that I ultimately did not make it to that pediatrician visit. So what I would suggest is to gauge where you are with getting out the house. Day one. So do a test run, pack bags, lay out an outfit. That's what I did not do, and I ended up getting charged for it. So I don't want you to get charged for it and go through another like shock, like, oh my god, how dare they charge me. Push it back there. They want to see them very soon, but if you're gonna get charged for it, you might as well schedule it when you're comfortable. Let's talk breastfeeding. The greatest advice I got for breastfeeding is to lay down and feed. I know that might sound like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. But honestly, do it often. Do it as much as you can, because you get your rest while your baby is eating. You might hear a lot, sleep while the baby sleeps, sleep while the baby sleeps. But literally you want to get things done when she's sleeping. But sleep while the baby eats. Don't come for me in my comments about co-sleeping. Okay, that's great. The mother instinct is very strong. Feed your baby, relax, let the bed help you out a little. If you're thinking about breastfeeding, I don't know, hopefully you are. It's great for baby, but just know your intake is going to be so much more than it might have ever been your whole life. I've never eaten so much in my whole life. Not through my pregnancy, not through anything, okay? I am like a monster now, eating, and you're just so thirsty. Your breast milk is mostly 90% water, so you of course are drinking a lot of water. Coconut oil saved my nipples, okay? I don't know how else to say it. I'm going to do a video talking about how like my breastfeeding experience has gone so far. People cook with coconut oil, so it's not dangerous. It's very edible, very consumable for you and baby. Invest in 56 fluid ounces, whatever. Invest in some coconut oil for your nipples. If you are going to breastfeed, my last tip is just to commit to it. Make up in your mind that's what you're going to do, because it'll be so easy to wake up one morning and just feel like, oh my god, where's the bottle? I will worry about my milk supply. I will worry about if she's eating enough. I will worry. Just know it gets better. You get more comfortable with it. Everything adjusts physically. You adjust to it better. Just commit. Be strong, mama. Snap back, gang. Okay, so this is like 4-month body, 4-month postpartum body, okay? It's alright, could be better. My number one key is breastfeeding. The last category is really what did it, because I haven't really been committed to working out that much, but I try, okay? Breastfeeding is Mother Nature's natural way of giving you that snap back gang body. Let me stop. As long as you got a porker like me, I mean, I think most babies like to eat, so let them eat. My other words of advice is to get out, move about, do some workouts when baby's in the stroller, do tummy time with your baby when your baby's on the floor building their muscles. Get your butt on the floor and build yours. Get that tummy right. My last tip is just time. It takes time. This is not no 6-week body. This is 4 months into this postpartum life. It will happen. You will get your body back as long as you are consistent with something. If it ain't breastfeeding, you gotta do your exercising. If it ain't exercising, then you gotta eat right. You just gotta be consistent and patient. So that is all pretty much for my postpartum experience. I do want to hear your comments. I do want to hear how you're doing through your postpartum recovery, or what helps you out to get through your postpartum. Please let my comments be like a safe space to get into the nitty-gritty details, y'all. Mamas be looking, mamas be wanting the information. I know when I was pregnant, I know when I was recovering, I was on YouTube looking. So please go ahead, comment below. You never know who you might help. But thank you, because you helped me by watching to the very end. Look at you. So thank you so much. And as always, I hope you live the blessed life, the blessed life, I hope you have a very blessed life.